Welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix race review. Max Verstappen completed another dominant performance to win the Canadian Grand Prix on Sunday and match Ayrton Senna's tally of 41 victories. Dutchman led every lap of the circuit in Montreal to draw level with Senna and extend his championship lead over his teammate Perez. Alonso put in a strong drive to finish second, matching his best result of the season so far. It was followed closely by Hamilton, who finished off the podium positions. A lot of this race was a tale of two different realities between teammates. While Max was up front cruising to another victory, Perez was once again struggling. I feel that the confidence that he started with at the beginning of the year is slowly fading away. His last couple of races have been very poor, and I'm sure Helmut Marko is looking at his race qualifying and race performances and asking him some serious questions. Even in the fastest car in the grid, he couldn't manage to overtake the Ferraris and was stuck behind them the whole race. Once again, Alonso showing his class. With the upgrades this weekend, they were comfortably ahead of the Mercedes on race pace. I think this track with its slow speed corners suits their car a lot better than the Mercedes. When Hamilton was pushing him towards the end of the race and narrowed the gap to 1.5 seconds, Alonso easily managed to extend the gap back out to 3 seconds. Rear end of the Aston generate a lot more downforce, so they had great acceleration out of the slow speed corners. And so Alonso had a great race, back into the podium position after missing out on last week at Barcelona. On the other hand, his teammate had a very bad race. I'm not sure when people are going to start asking questions about Stroll. His performances this year have been very bad, absolutely horrendous at some stages. I understand that he had an injury at the beginning of the season, but if Alonso gets a podium every week, Stroll should be at least somewhere close to him. He finished P9 this race, but I think he's quite lucky being the boss's son, so I doubt he's going to be worried about his seat in the Aston Martin. After Barcelona, I think a lot of people were expecting Mercedes to be back up into P2 and close the gaps to the Red Bulls, but this race weekend really showed their weaknesses. The slow speed circuits definitely do not suit their car. I think in upcoming weeks, tracks with high speed corners they'll do a lot better. Toto Wolff and James Allison both believe that they'll be able to close the gap to the front and win a race by the end of the season, so I guess that's definitely encouraging. Whilst Hamilton had a great race, George took too much curb into the turn 8 right-hander and shunted it into the wall in lap 12. He had a great recovery back all the way up to P8, but due to an issue with the rear brake ducts, he had to retire. This mistake by Russell I think shows the difference in quality between the drivers in the podium places this weekend and him. He was falling behind Lewis and Alonso and trying to keep up with them. He just lost his focus and made a mistake. Russell will learn a lot from this weekend, and I'm sure he'll come back even stronger. I think Mercedes still have a lot of work to do if they want to challenge Alonso for P2 or catch the Red Bulls. But if there's any team that could do it, it's most likely going to be them. But for once, I'm still amazed Ferrari got the core right for this race. Overall, the car seemed pretty pacey during the race, even holding its own on 20 lap older mediums while the others were on the new hards. When Charles pushed towards the end of his stint, he was lapping in the 17.4s while the leaders ahead were lapping 17.0s or 17.1s on newer tyres. So Ferrari definitely made the right call for once this season. Maybe it's the win from Le Mans rubbing on them a little bit. Starting P10 and P11, they made great calls to get them both back up to P4 and P5. They showed some great race pace, so that'd be encouraging for them. Seeing their race pace this weekend, I think they will definitely be able to compete for podium places from the next race. I think what holds them back the most is that each week they either have horrible race pace or poor strategy. They have great one lap pace, and if they can get high up in the starting grid and have a better strategy during the race, they can easily be more consistently fighting for the podium. But I feel like Ferrari fans have been saying this for the last couple of years, and I don't know if they'll be able to change anytime soon. At least they can take some great points away this weekend, and some encouragement that they kept Perez behind and even pulled away from him towards the end of the race. Overall, they must be happy with the outcome. They must have learnt a lot over the weekend, and they really turned it around from the horrible qualifying and ended up with some solid points. Driver for the weekend definitely had to go to Albon. Williams made the right call during qualifying to put him on the softs, which got him through to Q3. And then Alex held his own during the race. With the car having great straight line speed, it managed to hold everyone behind. The team did very well, and Albon proved his worth with that drive, so fair play to them. The only thing I don't like about Williams this season is the other driver, Sargent, because let's be honest, even if he didn't DNF, he would definitely have still finished P20. I think he has till the summer break to prove he has what it takes to stay in Formula 1, because there are a lot of other candidates available for next season who are a lot better than he is. I feel sorry to any Haas fan out there. The race was absolutely horrible. The car is so bad in the race, it's kind of funny actually. It really is 2019 all over again for them. It didn't help that the Freeze absolutely torpedoed Magnussen, who was trying to do a one-stop, but there probably wasn't any points today in them no matter what. It must be depressing for the team qualifying in Q3 and just falling back during the race. They really need to do something drastic over there in the United States to help them with the race pace that they have. Ocon, Bottas, Stroll and Norris had a great battle towards the end of the race, but it was a little too late for anything. With Norris' penalty, he dropped out of the points, which meant Bottas inherited 1 championship point. All in all, it was a bang average race once again this season. Nothing too exciting happened during the race and quite a forgettable one at best. Regardless, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to release a new video every week, so please stay tuned. If you have any comments on how I could improve the quality of my videos, please feel free to comment. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.